brighten up those dark mornings. Wheeler, Ollie, and Lekter. Mornings at the Cabin.
Morning, everybody. 7 o'clock. Friday. You made it. Congratulations. Minus 15 and change outside here in Yellowknife. And this is Ollie. All alone in a darkened studio. Relaxed. Ready for one more day. Cabin Radio Christmas party tonight. That'll be exciting. We've come under sustained criticism from some breakaway factions within the Cabin Radio family for what might be termed a slight lack of planning. We know that there'll be a party tonight. We've figured out that we'll order some pizza and we'll bring some snacks and we'll bring some drinks. But this whole party games thing, see, that's not my jam. I'm not the kind of person that brings Twister to a party. Not the kind of person that insists on playing cards or teaching somebody some hilarious new form of charades. I mean, charades is really just... I firmly believe that an alien race descended one time and, as a great practical joke on humanity, invented the game of charades and just passed it on. Just gave it to, like, a 56-year-old guy somewhere in Wisconsin and said, look, here, look. And suddenly charades was a thing, and all the aliens are like, ha ha, look at those humans. They're screwed now.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast.
Wheeler and Lekter with you on your Friday morning. Ollie did the first break because he locked me out of the station. Wouldn't let me in. He was like, no, you were slightly late, and you will be punished for it. That's what's going on. What,
I've heard some time.
Oh, God. Again, another one of these exams?
Thanks for turning up. How are you?
Oh, thank you. Sorry. I left a little late, and I forgot my wallet, so I didn't have my key card. Hey, remember when we had keys, and it was all really simple? Now we have key cards that...
God, life is getting complicated.
Life is getting more complicated. The more technology we get, life is getting more complicated.
It's ironic, isn't it?
Isn't it?
It's a little
Don't you
bit.
think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like rain.
Like rain.
On a day that there's not supposed to be rain.
That's...
Like a black fly
Yes.
in your Prosecco.
Room full of... Was it?
I don't know.
Forks when all you need is a spoon?
All you need is a spoon. Room full of lovers when all you want is a friend. Something like that. Yeah.
More
there was
said
part,
eating
yeah, there was part of that.
Campbell's Chunky Soup.
Yeah, you're good. There was part of that song where she was in the middle of some sort of houseboat orgy.
She was having a rough time.
Yeah. So, in one of the quickest turnarounds I think I've ever seen on social media, Kevin Hart named the Oscar host on Wednesday morning. Thursday night, done. Gone.
That's swift justice
That is
for
swift.
you.
Yes, we could call it justice, I suppose. Quote, unquote, justice. I mean, what he said is that he wouldn't apologize for it. And then people just went nuts. And they were just like, oh, my God, you want to apologize for the horrible things he tweeted? Keep in mind that these tweets that he tweeted were not great.
Right.
Not great.
Yeah.
They were pretty gross. They were kind of vile. Done in jest, obviously, because he's a comedian. But I mean, just, it's stuff you can't really joke about. And so he said he wouldn't apologize, and then he said then when people reacted to that, he said, "Well, I've already gone over this. I've been interviewed about this. Like, there are interviews about him saying, like, listen, that's what I said then. I obviously can't joke about that now. I've learned from those mistakes. I've done this. I've grown as a person." And it's been 10 years since some of these things came out.
I guess
the
problem is that on Twitter or the internet in general,
nothing dies.
Nothing dies. And I mean...
But nothing's allowed to grow either.
Well, the strange thing is, though, that he always had the opportunity of
course,
deleting those.
And he didn't.
Years ago.
Furiously deleting them yesterday. So, yeah, there is that as well. Absolutely. But when you're going through thousands of tweets, I mean, it's just... I don't know. It's a very quick turnaround. I completely understand why. But now the Oscars is faced with a kind of an uphill battle because it was a job that apparently nobody wanted anyway. Now, Kevin Hart is a huge star.
Yeah.
But I doubt he was their first choice, right? Because you've got all these other people that have done it before. You probably maybe want Chris Rock back. Maybe you want Seinfeld back. I don't know. Who knows?
I mean, there have been arguably very few more successful comedians in the last, 5 to 10 years than Kevin Hart.
That's true. But so, I mean, name a movie.
One of the movies he's been in?
Yeah.
That one with Will Ferrell.
There you go.
They
That's the one.
Go to prison or something.
Yeah. Name another one.
Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, exactly. Right? So there's Kevin Hart is a huge star who you can't name a movie of.
But I'm also a bad example.
I can't name a movie of them.
Oh,
So,
okay. That's pretty damning.
I think it's like Get Hard.
That's the one.
with
that's the one I was thinking.
And
of.
there's a couple other ones, but like he's
in 40-Year-Old Virgin had that one scene where he's
so good in
threatening
that
to shoot
scene.
people.
Though. I love that scene. I love it when he's that gang member and he's literally a gang member. He's like. And I use this in arguments sometimes. It's like, now you're throwing all these words at me. I don't understand it, so I'm going to take them as disrespect. Like, that's funny and terrifying.
Aim high, Willis.
Oh, man. So I'm interested to see what happens. I mean, the Oscars are losing the relevance like on a daily basis, it seems. So I'm interested to see what they'll do. They'll probably go back to a standby host.
Billy Crystal.
Billy Crystal. Wow. Yeah. He used to be so good at it.
Well, I mean, isn't he the emergency the emergency
Yeah,
kit?
like, in case of emergency, break glass, free Billy Crystal for the Oscars. Yeah, he's like right up there with like Bob Hope for people who did it really, really well.
Well, and he's the only person that everyone after is like, yeah, that was good.
I bet you. Okay, well, I mean, there should be a female host, right? Like Whoopi did it, Ellen did it.
Who did it last year?
Last year was Jimmy Kimmel's done it for the last 2 years.
Oh, really?
And then a few years ago, Franco and Anne Hathaway, which was a disaster.
Right.
But I would not be surprised to say someone like Tiffany Haddish coming in to take up that mantle. She's hot right now. She's super hot right now, and she's got a couple of hit movies. She's very popular. She's been on SNL and things like that. I would not be surprised to see her take something.
What about a Kristen Wiig?
Kristen Wiig would be cool.
Yeah.
Kristen Wiig and Will Ferrell.
Or SNL, the one right now that played Hillary, played Kellyanne Conway.
Oh, man.
What's her
Kate
name?
McKinnon?
Kate McKinnon.
Oh, my God.
She'd be great.
Kate McKinnon would be fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or maybe the one who did the president's dinner. Michelle
Wolf?
Yes.
Oh, my
I'm glad you know names.
She would
I
be great.
Don't.
She would be great. She's amazing on The Daily Show. Samantha Bee's name has come up, but again, Samantha Bee, they're not trying to court controversy. Ironically, they go to Kevin Hart to not do that, and immediately it's like, by the way, he sent out all these tweets that are really horrible. Can we fire him? Yeah, okay, great.
Swing and a miss.
But they're trying not to court controversy. So, like, Michelle Wolf, Samantha Bee would kind of do that,
right?
Because that's where they're at. Like, have you watched Samantha Bee's show?
Not recently.
She basically just comes straight out and calls people like whatever she wants,
yeah,
and it's fantastic. She's so good,
and even she got to. Is she Canadian?
She is.
Oh wow!
There you go. Her and Jason Jones married Canadian.
I didn't know both of them were Canadian.
That's right.
Wow.
So I know neither of you care at all about the Oscars. So thank you very much for having this conversation. And Ollie, anything?
I'm still figuring out who Kevin Hart is.
Cabin Radio's morning show podcast. All the best chat, none of the embarrassing mistakes.
You mentioned that we talked about something we didn't care about last time, the Oscars. Well, you don't care about them. I care a little.
About the Oscars?
About the Oscars, yeah. Okay. I used to care a lot more. I'm definitely a movie cinephile, I guess.
Right.
But I just, because I haven't seen as many movies in the last few years because there's time, and also our theater's terrible. So there's that.
Isn't it funny how an Oscar controversy now is just like, yeah, so this happened. Just another day. Well,
they're trying to remain relevant as much as possible. The conspiracy is like a couple years ago when they announced the wrong winner.
Right. Yes.
That was all part of the whole thing. It's like, oh, now everybody's going to be talking about it for a week.
Yeah.
Right? And then, and like they'll tune in next year to be like, oh, what happened? And it's like, the fish movie won. It's
Poor
great.
Steve Harvey.
Great movie. Guillermo del Toro.
Steve Harvey didn't need that.
Steve Harvey?
Wasn't he the host for that one?
Good Lord, no. What?
Who was the host
Steve
for the...
Harvey would never host the Oscars.
No, well, he was the one who's like, there's been a mistake.
Yeah, Jimmy Kimmel. Last 2 years.
What am
Jimmy
I
Kimmel.
thinking of?
I don't know what you're thinking.
Am I thinking of like Miss America?
That was Miss USA.
Miss USA.
Yeah, or Miss America. One of those two where he's just like, yeah. I read the second runner-up.
So,
or something like that.
So yeah, it's happened.
It happens
a couple
all the time
times in different platforms.
People make mistakes.
All right.
But like with the Oscars, it felt like because their numbers have been dipping for years, they were like, oh, they just did that to create a controversy.
Right.
But we're not here to talk about the Oscars.
No, we're not.
We're here to talk about the Avengers trailer.
Ugh.
Yes, Avengers Endgame trailer dropped this morning, and like Destro show, host of the Destro show, Des.
Right. Yeah.
I will echo his sentiments. I'm shook.
Yeah.
Crazy.
How come?
Crazy.
Why are you so shook?
Very emotional. Well, because did you see Infinity War?
No. What is this? The 15th Avengers
something
movie?
like that. So at the end of Infinity War, Thanos does what he came to do: create balance in the universe. He gets all the stones in the Infinity Gauntlet. Shut up! And he snaps his fingers, and he destroys half the life in the universe. That was his thing.
Selfish,
right? A little selfish,
a
little self-centered, but he figures it's bringing balance. So now he's at peace. At the end of Infinity War, it's him at peace and like kind of with a smile on his face looking out at the sunset. And then the movie ends after half of everyone that's ever lived, half of all life in the universe has been completely wiped out.
Right.
Disintegrated into dust.
Yeah.
So you see half like of the people, the Avengers just like drift away into dust.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the end of the first one. So these were filmed back to back.
Right.
So this is the fourth Avengers movie. It's called Endgame. It's apparently going to be 3 hours long. I can't wait. And so this is going to wrap up the whole thing. So these Marvel movies have been going in phases. This is going to be the end of phase 4.
Right.
And then they start up again with something else. Stop it.
A decade per phase.
Yeah. No. This is phase 4. Listen to me. So this one's coming out in April. And I was saying to you, I don't really have an emotional attachment to this. I know it sounds like it, dude.
I feel like you do.
I feel like I do kind of right now, actually. But I'm really excited about it.
There are tears streaming down your face.
I'm sweating. My heart is racing. I that could be unrelated. But I mean, like Robert Downey Jr. is like just a legend as Tony Stark. He really made this character something,
right.
And he's kind of the anchor for this entire franchise. Like everyone's trying to franchise their things. Marvel's done it correctly. DC can't figure out how to do it, and they've made this something quite remarkable. Whether you like the movies or not, what they've done is something quite remarkable.
Yeah,
created 19 movies, basically around one guy, and then kind of made everything around this person.
And it's been all the same actors, the whole time,
except
right?
for the Hulk. The Hulk, the Incredible Hulk that came out in 2008, starring Edward Norton, is still technically part of this.
Oh, okay.
This universe,
and it's not Edward Norton.
No, it's Mark Ruffalo.
Right.
Who is perfect? Yeah. Perfect as the Hulk. So that dropped this morning. It's already been watched like 40 billion times. It's going to break the record probably for most views in 24 hours, like the last one did. It's fairly teaser-ish. It's just kind of on Stark, and he's leaving a message for Pepper Potts in a spaceship because he's out. He's drifting out all on his own because everyone around him is dead. So he's drifting out on his own. He's mentioning that oxygen's going to run out and his food and water's already run out, and like this is his goodbye message. And
I'm going to guess that's not the end.
It's not. I'm really excited.
Something miraculous.
Something miraculous
might happen. You can put money on that.
I can put money on that. No, it's going to be 20 minutes. It's going to be a 20-minute movie. It's a short, very avant-garde. He's going to talk to the mask. He's going to leave that message, and then he's going to slowly die. And that's all it's going to be.
Nice and tidy.
It's going to be a close-up on his face as he drifts off to death. It's a real risk take.
I can see why you're emotional now.
Yeah, it's a risk take.
Yeah.
I know you don't care. I do. Avengers Endgame.
Like the podcast? Listen live. Mornings at the Cabin, 7 till 9 each weekday.
Dealo or no Dealo went down yesterday, and today we get to pick a winner of those beautiful North 60 socks.
I tried to roll my R's yesterday on the air. I can't do that.
Can't do that?
Are you born? Are you just born with that, or did you?
What?
Did you learn how to do that, or were you?
I've learned to do many things with my tongue, Scott.
Wow.
Yeah, like talk. If you can't use your tongue, it's hard to talk.
Yeah,
it's
true.
But
I can't do it.
Can you do a Chewbacca scream? That answers that question. I can never do a Chewbacca thing. Like some people can do that. I can roll my R's, but I can't do a Chewbacca scream. So I'm like, it's no good. So it's What were we talking about?
Dealo or no Dealo.
Dealo or no Dealo.
Erasmus Apparel, thank you very much to them. They have this fascinating, fantastic collection of new socks in stock.
Fascinating.
Oh, they are.
Ooh.
There's like 4 different choices. They're very cool.
Okay.
Go check them out. Don't forget, Merry Christmas days are all through the month, and it's 15% off something new every day.
I believe it's Christmas days.
That's what I said.
Did you?
Yes. So there are 8 people who got this right.
Wow. Really?
That's it.
You know what? I looked at it again this morning, and I couldn't remember on this one.
I would have personally guessed no D-Lo.
I was going to say no D-Lo as well. I feel like that one's at Rotary Park.
Well, there's a little there's a garbage bin in the background, kind of out of focus, that looks like it has a little City of Yellowknife insignia on it. I wasn't sure if that was a giveaway or not.
Oh,
I wasn't sure.
Ollie.
If you head over the D-Lo boundary,
Yeah.
and down to the little roundabout,
Yes.
and swing a right,
Yes.
that's where we were.
That's where we were.
It's D-Lo.
D-Lo.
Oh, wow.
Despite the garbage can in the background that looks like it might be a City of Yellowknife garbage can, we're in D-Lo.
There you go.
Wow.
We were
Okay.
in D-Lo.
There
I
it
told
is.
The vast majority of people, including
Said-
one of the people in the photo, thought it was no D-Lo.
That's right. Well, I didn't think. That's what I was guessing.
You voted
right now.
on our contest?
No, I didn't vote. He's talking about right now. What just happened?
Oh, I
the
see.
exchange that
Okay.
just happened 10 seconds ago. Scott.
Sorry, I passed out for a minute.
In any case,
We do that.
we have just 8 people who actually got this one right.
Wow.
Which is the lowest by far.
Wow.
that
We
we've.
fooled him. We
Yeah.
fooled him.
So-
Yeah.
I'm just going to need, and I'm gonna let's let Lekter choose this one. I think Willie, you picked the last one, so I'm going to need. First of all, please eliminate 2 numbers so that we can
Eliminate 2.
tell people who.
I love this.
Who doesn't
I love
get to
telling
win?
people that they didn't win.
Yep.
So 2's gone.
Two's
So
gone.
2 is gone.
2 is gone.
Okay, Lena Bromley, you are not winning those socks.
No, Lena Brownlee.
It's all right. And you want to pick the other one?
I will pick the other one. I will eliminate number 4.
Ed Hardy, bad news.
Oh, Ed. I'm sorry, Ed.
Okay, so
All right, who's the winner? Lekter?
Lena and Ed are toast, which leaves 6 people in the running, and it's going to be.
Let's go with number 1.
Ooh.
Oh, you,
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
drat you, Scott. You've gone with a last name that I will have trouble pronouncing. So congratulations.
Let's go with number 6. No, just kidding. Number 1.
Congratulations to Andrea Prue.
Andrea Prue, yeah.
Yeah.
P-R-O-U-L-X.
Yeah, there's an X floating in the
Andrea
end,
Prue,
which is
that's
Yeah.
threatening.
Congratulations,
Hey,
Andrea.
Good job, Andrea.
Oh, there you go. Well done. Well done for guessing D-Lo when everyone else said no D-Lo. You stuck to your guns.
Going against the grain.
Yeah, that's right. Andrea Prue wins those socks from EA. EA all day in those socks.
That is the excitement and the sheer frisson of danger that comes with D-Lo or no D-Lo.
Ooh, frisson.
The herd may say no D-Lo, but if you know in your heart it's D-Lo, then you
Get
could win some
socks.
socks.
The Mornings at the Cabin podcast was recorded before a sort of live, thankfully not in the studio, audience.
You don't care about the Oscars, so we talked about it. You don't
Yes.
care about the Avengers, so we
No.
talked about it.
Yeah.
Neither of us care about the Grammys, so let's talk about
Let's
it.
talk about
the
it.
Grammy nominees are. This is how little people care about the Grammy nominees. Reddit is usually a pretty good place for like the top news stories of the day.
Right.
Like, so the Avengers trailer was at the top of the front page of Reddit today. The Grammy nominees being released wasn't even in the on the front page of the music subreddit on Reddit.
I
Or
just
the
saw it
front-
pop up on my Billboard Facebook
Oh,
account.
well, there you go. Oh, you have Billboard liked on your
I
Facebook?
have Billboard liked.
Terrible. So the 61st annual Grammy noms are out. So there you go. It's going to be broadcast on February 10th from the Staples Center in Los Angeles. And the Grammys, I would say more than the Oscars, feels like they've gotten it wrong more often than not.
You think so?
One of the biggest ones is say like the Marshall Mathers LP when that came out. One of the arguably one of the greatest hip hop albums of all time. Blah blah blah. Lost to Steely Dan and their first album in like 25 years, and it was just like let's give it to that group of old dudes.
Oh, Steely Dan. I mean,
But I mean,
how do you compete with that?
right? But I mean, the Oscars does the same thing, right? They don't give Pacino an Oscar for The Godfather or Dog Day Afternoon or whatever. They give it to him for Scent of a Woman because they're like, hey, listen, we got it wrong a lot, and we're going to give it to you for this.
But you can't predict the future, Jesse.
You can't. But I mean, he won that over Denzel Washington and Malcolm X, which makes no sense. But again, I digress. Talking about the Grammys. Kendrick Lamar, 8-time nominee this year. So he's got the most nominations this year.
Yeah.
And that's pretty cool. That was a pretty great album. Cardi B, right there with Record of the Year, Album of the Year, I think Song of the Year as well. Childish Gambino up there as well for This Is America for Song of the Year. And some Greta Van Fleet's up for a lot of the stuff we play. We play a lot of this stuff.
We do. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're pretty cool.
We're pretty cool. We're right there with what the Grammys are doing.
I don't know who keeps up with this, but someone does and makes us sound really cool.
So All the Stars getting 8 nominations. Post Malone up there with Rockstar for Album of the Year as well. Also Shallow for Record of the Year from A Star Is Born, Lady Gaga. Bradley Cooper with a Grammy nom. Going for that EGOT.
What?
The EGOT.
What's that?
Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, Tony. There's only a few members of the EGOT crew.
Oh.
Yeah, Whoopi Goldberg's an EGOT. I think John Legend's an EGOT.
Huh.
Andrew Lloyd Webber. Tim Rice.
Wow.
Yeah. There's not many out there.
Pretty slim company there.
That's right.
Oh.
But I mean, it's one of those things. Like if you can like it just kind of, it's a really horrible acronym. An EGOT. Like,
EGOT. Yeah.
Wouldn't like goatee be better? Or
goatee.
Toga. But yeah, I mean, like maybe Bradley Cooper's going to go for that EGOT. I mean, another person that could have an EGOT pretty soon is probably Donald Glover, Childish Gambino. Like he's got an Emmy,
right?
He's got an Emmy. I think he's got a Grammy. He's at least got a nomination. He'll probably win one this year, and then
he doesn't do a whole lot of movies. So
not a ton of movies, but I could see him. I could see him
Oscar.
moving very smoothly into movies and doing writing and directing and producing and things like that. So,
yeah.
I think it's coming.
Okay. All right.
And then you do This Is America, the musical.
Oh, there you go.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lady Gaga's. She's a sure EGOT future.
At some point, I mean,
member.
she's probably the talk is that she's going to be up for an Oscar this year. She's up for a Golden Globe, right? Which is not part of the EGOT thing.
No.
But she's up for a Golden Globe for Best Actress in a Drama. The buzz is she's going to get an Oscar nom for that too. I mean, she could easily get a Tony. I could see her writing a musical, right?
Yeah.
You know. And an Emmy would be the tough one for her.
But Bette Midler, not part of the EGOT group?
I don't think so.
No? Seems like she could be a
She might be.
possible
Well, now I got to look it
member.
up.
Yeah.
We'll have to come back.
All right.
All right. So we really covered the Grammy nominations. That's how important they are.
Mornings at the Cabin, the podcast, where we cut out all the great music and you're left with the rest.
A little something that came up on the Facebook page. It's something that I do want to share, even though this person is a kind of a staunchly private person. Jenna Snow has put this up and even says that like this person's very private,
right,
but like we want to do this for them because they would never ask for help in this way.
Right.
Stephen Buchanan, obviously very popular figure down at the BK, man with a big heart, but a very private person.
Yeah.
Has been diagnosed with stage 3 rectal cancer. And he is currently seeking treatment in Edmonton, but there is a GoFundMe up for him right now, and they've already reached $5,300 of their $5,000 goal in 9 hours. Just to give you a sense of how much this person means to a lot of people in the community.
Yeah.
So they're looking for as much as they can, because not only is he going in for this treatment, which is a long, hard battle. It's stage 3, so it's going to be a battle for sure.
Right.
And rectal cancer can be very aggressive. He's also needs a hip replacement, and that was in the lineup. That was in the queue before this happened.
Yeah.
So he's going to be out of work for quite some time.
Yeah.
With this treatment, and also with the hip replacement. Now, if you've met Steve, you know that he's a pretty likable guy.
Yeah.
At the BK, and a pretty solid figure there at the BK all the time.
He's one of those guys that I think with layers, you know?
Oh, yeah.
You meet him, and first impression, he's got a gruff exterior.
He does have a gruff exterior, but a big heart.
The way he looks at you sometimes is just like, oh, is there something awful on my face? He is looking at me like I am the worst person in the world.
He's going to rip my face off.
And then when you actually talk to him, you find he is incredible person, huge heart.
I've played darts with him a couple times. I'm not sure if you'll remember, but yeah. Yeah, really
I'm sure
nice.
he remembers.
I don't know. We were both we were playing darts, if that gives you any indication of where we were in our evening. So it's a real shame. It's but he's in treatment now. His last treatment's going to be on December 31st, and then he'll be coming back home. Of course, he's got that hip replacement that's going to need to happen as well. Mm-hmm. So going to be out of work for a while. So they want to set up a little fund, give him a little bit of a nest egg, a little bit of comfort while he's back home. So you can find that. It's floating around Facebook, GoFundMe.com/Stephen Stevo Buchanan, and you'll find it there. And you, if you know Steve, then you can give a donation to that and just make his convalescence a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
So, they've already got an update. I think they're going to add some more money to it because, again, by 26 people in 9 hours, they raised $5,300.
Yeah.
So that will give you an indication just how much he means to people. So there you go. You can check that out. Hopefully you'll find it on Facebook or go to GoFundMe.com and give whatever you can, especially since it is the giving season.
Thanks for listening. Check out more from the show at cabinradio.ca.